the winger. A glorious try by University. Great football. Now, why don't they do it all the time?
You always ask yourself, why don't they do it all the time? There's 80 minutes to do it, and that's the easiest way of piling up the points. Eastern Suburbs really battling now.
John Taylor, the scorer, number 13. And here's the replay from this line out. Magnificent passing movement to Winchester, cutting out the centre to Smoker. Smoker cleaning through the gap. Taylor gets into great position outside him. There he goes. The winger behind him is after him. Stone just can't get to him. And Taylor very fast goes flying over in the corner. And that's a very good try indeed by John Taylor. Eastern Suburbs having a real council of war behind the goal line. And the whole Eastern Suburbs team crowded round behind with Peter Criddle as Carter takes this shot. .6-3 the score, and this a vital kick by Carter.
Yes, he's about 8 yards from the sideline, right on the 25, and the wind blowing across the flight of this ball at right angles across the flight of it.
It's a bad kick, but it might almost scraped over the bar. 6-3, University in front, and now the whole complexion of this game changing, with Eastern Suburbs one man short, University in front. Eastern Suburbs forced into a situation where they must revise their whole pre-game approach to the game.
Yes, they've got to reconstruct their play. Be interesting to see how they put the scrum down, how they get out the revised rugby.
McLean from the kick-off calling for the fair catch. And McLean not finding touch. This is Stone's kick is coming back infield. Now Rosenblum, they can go from here, but Rosenblum choosing to kick the long one over halfway. Haig's coming back for it onto his 25. And Haig, a bad kick once more in touch on the full. 5 yards outside the Eastern Suburbs 25. University 6, Eastern Suburbs 3. Chris Dawson going back as a sort of extra centre for Eastern Suburbs. Now the University team was moving, but the referees awarding a penalty to Eastern Suburbs.
Sister Davis up for the jump there. Referee Cooney made some hairline decisions here. He's a bit out of position, I think, to see whether the ball's in straight or not. Be well advised, I think, to come to the front of the line out.
Moving 5 yards inside the University half. Now the last line out was played by Eastern Suburbs with only 6 men because Chris Dawson stood outside the outside centre. Criddle right back at number 8 for Eastern Suburbs. It's a pat back to Hickman, but it's not working this time. The cohesion isn't there. Ruan working the blind side. Foreman chasing through on this one. If the bounce is dangerous here, no, the bounce of course going into touch, but Foreman, a very fast winger for University, coming through on Cox, the Eastern Suburbs winger, and Haig, the full-back. And once again we see Dawson, this is Paul Dawson this time, moving outside the outside centre for Eastern Suburbs. Eastern Suburbs a 6-man pack against the 8 of University. And Hadley coming through, a break up to halfway. No support with him, who's there? It's Cray, into touch he goes, but still in play. Brewers from the Eastern Suburbs barrackers by that defensive move by Smoker. He could do little else. And the line out now just outside the University 25.
Peter Criddle back there at number 8 on the Eastern Suburbs line out. He's throwing the ball in.
Here's Handley, fullback joining in this time. There's a fullback, Haig, coming in. Has Stone outside him. Stone going to the corner. Stone, his cross kick, they're all onside. There's Johnson, the lock forward, the long-haired player. Now who's there first to the ball? It's close to the line, and whistle stopping this. There may be a knock on, and who gets the loose head? This is the important thing. Well, the loose head going to the defending team, which is an advantage for University. Smoker. And not finding touch. Now what will Haig do? A drop at goal perhaps, or is he going to run this up? He's following through. Down inside the 25, and Smoker a great take that time. But here they play on. The Dawson's close to the line and forced him to touch about a yard short. Now, what can the Eastern Suburbs 7 do against the University 8?
Chris Dawson in the middle of the line out now, playing second row. There's one aspect that's noticeable. Eastern Suburbs realises with 14 men that they cannot play negatively and get away with it. They've got to go for the game, go for the points, and carry the game to University as much as they possibly can.
Smoker on his line again and making sure that kick fighting touch just outside the 25. Rosenblum, that did knock on. And even the master handler can knock on sometime or other. We don't very often see them. You could count those on your fingers right through a season for Rosenblum in a thing like that.
Yes, he's a very gifted footballer in that particular branch. Those conjuring fingers and very, very fluent boot.
Handley, a drop at goal. But the rebound keeps the ball in play. Everybody's onside. Here's McLean. McLean, the big fellow at the back of the University line out. Dawson now. Chance for University here. The ball swinging along the back line, but Winchester, why did he kick? He had 4 backs to 2. And in touch it goes. Well, University gaining ground, but I think they lost a great opportunity that time.
Very hard to get your mind out of that negative groove. They had plenty of backs there. Forward, in addition, in amongst their 3-quarter line, and Eastern Suburbs defence all out of correct array.
Now Handley to Miller. Miller, the inside centre, kicking. Smoker. Smoker will push them right back on their heels. This should bounce into touch. It's going close, coming through fast as Foreman. Foreman looking for infield support. And a knock on. Hickman, the halfback, breaking away, but there was a knock on there.
Very good cover by Hickman. Right alongside of his fullback to help from that very dangerous kick that Haig couldn't quite get to.
University working again. Foreman's coming back inside and late, but Handley was waiting for him. Here's a go for Eastern Suburbs. Dawson, but can't get his pass away. Now Johnson for University. Nice heel by the students and a penalty. Offside, one of the Eastern Suburbs forwards in the ruck, and a penalty right in front, 35 yards out.
Yes, he caught Bailey coming into the ruck on the wrong side. University had the ball halfway out. Bailey, when he did join the ruck, joined it well around behind the University players.
Rosenblum now, who kicked the winning goal after the bell to put University into this match. His winning goal against Gordon last week.
And if it's within his scope, he'll be hard to stop too.
Hit the upright. It's Criddle now. And Criddle taken by Holmes, but finding touch, and that one smack bang in the middle of the upright, and no change in score. University 6, Eastern Suburbs 3.
This question of kicking from fixed positional football, University are batting.
Winchester cutting back in field, looking for support back to Rosenblum. If University can win this ruck, they must score. They've got to attack both sides. They're looking for the ball. It's not coming up, but where's the football? A lot of scragging between players, but it's University loose head here. They have their international hooker, Darvanisa, against Taylor, who's really a prop forward come hooker, so a great advantage for them. Smoker standing right up for a drop at goal, perhaps with Smoker, and out to the winger on the far side. Taylor must score. Yes, try. Taylor's second try in the 29th minute. Sydney University 9, Eastern Suburbs 3. And the students
really
staging another demonstration.
Yes, a real demonstration. Both on the field and on the sideline.
Now let's watch this again from the scrum. You see Smoker coming up on the blind side of play, the fullback, and a pass over the head of his centre Winchester for Taylor to score his second try. There was no one in front of him, and to take the shot it's going to be Rosenblum. 9-3, Sydney University in front. The underdogs have taken the lead and they're going well.
They'd hardly be underdogs now with the advantage of 15 players to 14, but as they walked on they were.
He's kicked it. 11-3. Brittle now at number 2. Five yards inside the Eastern Suburbs half. Now, Cray from the back of the line to Dawson. Winchester trying to kick it, rebounds again to Taylor on the far side, and his kick is in touch, is it? No, on the fall. A touch on the fall. Just outside the University 25, only about a minute now to half time. Sydney University well in front, 11 points to 3. Further inside the 25, put Eastern Suburbs right on the attack, and for the defending premiers, Eastern Suburbs, a score in this next minute of play would be extremely vital to their cause. Not long to go to half-time. Rosenblum, and away it goes again outside the 25. There's the half-time siren, so yes, that's the official half-time whistle from the referee. So at half-time, Sydney University leads Eastern Suburbs by 11 points to 3. For University, Taylor 2 tries, Rosenblum 1 conversion, Smoker a field goal. For Eastern Suburbs, Cox a penalty goal. Yes, the wind is with them and the sun's against them, and they're well down. They've got one player off the field, number 14 kicking off, and they have 14 men on the field. So Denovan sent off in the first half, and this is it now for Eastern Suburbs, 40 minutes to go.
Cox kicking off, usually a long one.
Deep inside the 25. And Rosenblum not gaining a great deal of ground, finding touch just outside the 25. And Eastern Suburbs moving, and fullbacks coming into the back line. There goes Miller downfield, but caught by 2 or 3 Eastern Suburbs forwards. Hickman, and the far side is Stone. And in touch it goes well inside the 25. University in front here by 11 points to 3. The ball not into the line out to the satisfaction of referee Cooney. It comes in for a